Welcome to Patriots Ias Academy. If you are new to our channel, please subscribe. Question number 1. Which among the following bills requires a prior consent of the President before its introduction in the House? Statement 1. A bill for the purpose of abolition of any tax. Statement 2. A bill for the purpose of altering the boundaries of a state. Statement 3. A bill for amending fundamental rights. So look at the statement 1. A bill for the purpose of abolition of any tax. A bill for the purpose of abolition of any tax is considered either as a money bill or a financial bill. Abolition of any tax, either a money bill or a financial bill. This bill requires the prior consent of the President. So the statement 1 is correct. Look at the second statement. A bill for the purpose of altering the boundaries of a state. Article 3 lays down that a bill contemplating changes to the boundaries of a state can be introduced in the Parliament only with the prior recommendation of President, and before recommending the bill, the President has to refer the same to the state legislature concerned for expressing its views within a specific period. So, a bill for the purpose of altering the boundaries of a state requires the prior consent of President. So, statement 2 is correct. Look at the statement 3. A bill for amending fundamental rights. A bill to be amended fundamental rights could be considered as the constitutional amendment under Article 368 that requires a special majority of Parliament. Such an amendment can be introduced in both houses of Parliament and does not require prior consent of the President. So a bill for amending fundamental rights doesn't require the prior consent of the President. So the answer of question number 1 is B, 1 and 2. Question number 2. Identify the correct statements about the ordinance making powers of the President as written in the Indian Constitution. It is about the ordinance making power of the President. Statement 1. If the Parliament rejects an ordinance promulgated by the President, then he or she has to make necessary changes before re-promulgating it. Statement 2. Once promulgated, an ordinance can be withdrawn only with the consent of the Parliament. Right. So these are the options. See, under the Constitution, the power to make laws rests with the legislature. However, in case when Parliament is not in session and immediate action is needed, the President can issue an ordinance under Article 123. An ordinance is a law. Ordinance is a law. Right. Ordinance is a law and could introduce legislative changes. Look at the statement 1. If the Parliament rejects an ordinance promulgated by the President, then he or she has to make necessary changes before re-promulgating it. This statement is correct. Look at the statement 2. Once re-promulgated, an ordinance withdrawn only with the consent of the Parliament. This statement is wrong. Why? An ordinance can be withdrawn by the President at any time. An ordinance can be withdrawn by the President at any time. So the answer of question number 2 is A, 1 only. Question number 3. Which among the following are executive functions of the President? See, here is asked about the executive function of the President of India. Statement 1. He can make rules regarding convenient transaction of business of Government of India. Statement 2. Appointing Solicitor General of India. Statement 3. He can nominate 12 members to Rajya Sabha. See the first statement. He can make rules regarding convenient transaction of business of Government of India. He can make rules specifying the manner in which orders and other instruments made and executed in his name shall be authenticated, and he can make rules for the convenient transaction of business of the Union Government and for allocation of the said business among the ministers. So, statement 1 is correct. The President can make rules regarding convenient transaction of business of the Government of India, and it is the executive function of the President. So statement 1 is correct. Statement 2, appointing Solicitor General of India. Attorney General, Solicitor General for India is appointed by the President. So appointing Attorney General or Solicitor General is the executive function of the President. Look at the statement 3. He can nominate 12 members to the Rajya Sabha. This statement is wrong. It is the legislative function of the President. It is not the executive function of the President. It is the legislative function of the President. See, the nomination of 12 members of the Rajya Sabha from amongst persons having a special knowledge or practical experience in literature, science, art and social service is the legislative function of the President. So, the answer of question number 3 is B, 1 and 2. Question number 4. The President of India enjoys immunity from judicial review in which of the following matters? Statement 1. Ordinance making power of the President. Statement 2. Pardoning power with respect to military court-martial. Statement 3. Disputes with respect to election of the President of India. So here it is about the immunity from judicial review. Immunity from judicial review. See, all these three statements are subjected to judicial review. Right. All the statements. So answer is D. Look at the first statement. Ordinance making power of the President. See, under Article 123 of the Constitution empowers the President to promulgate ordinance during the recess of Parliament. Like an act of Parliament, an ordinance is subject to judicial review. An ordinance is subject to judicial review on the grounds of unconstitutionality. Right. Look at the statement 2. The pardoning power with respect to military court-martial. Article 72 of the Constitution empowers the President to grant pardons to persons who have been tried and convicted of any offence in all cases where the punishment or sentence is for an offence against a union law. Sec 2. Punishment or sentence is by a court-martial or military court and the sentence is a sentence of death. Right. So all this all comes under the judicial review. The exercise of power by the President is subjected to judicial review, where the presidential decision is arbitrary, irrational, malified or discriminatory. Look at the third statement. Disputes with respect to election of President of India. All doubts and disputes in connection with the election of President are inquired into and decided by the Supreme Court. Those decision is final. So all the statements are subjected to judicial review. That's why the answer is D. Look at the last question. Powers and functions of the President of India does not include. Look at statement 1. Removal of the Central Information Commissioner. Statement 2. Appointment of judges of High Court. Statement 3. Removal of chairperson of State Public Service Commission. Statement 4. Appointment of State Election Commissioners. See, the removal of the Central Information Commissioner is the function of President of India. The appointment of judges of High Court is the function of President of India. The removal of chairperson of State Public Service Commission is a function of President of India. But the appointment of State Election Commissioner, the State Election Commission is appointed by the governor of the state, but he is removed by the President. So the answer of question number 5 is D. It says about the does not include. Right. So that's all about our 5 questions. So if you like the video, please subscribe the channel. Please share the video with your friends. Thanks for watching.